Hey friends, it's me, Miss Starzard, and we are here for the Week 11 Miss Starzard Draft League recap. This is the final week of the regular season. Playoffs start this week, so let's recap the last week and see who managed to make the playoffs. Take a look. Okay. Who cares about the matchups I would? That's not, no way, that's not true. Alright, it wasn't the vaccine alone. Right, that makes sense. I hope you're enjoying the company of your new puppy though. Okay, so the recap. Let's take a look. So the first match we're going to talk about is LA Caveman versus Ocan. And at this point, LA Caveman, his season was over. He had already been mathematically eliminated from playoffs. However, the same could not be said about Ocan. Now, I usually show the matches in the order they happened, but I want to build the drama for those who didn't see what happened already. So this is the first match we're going to talk on. Ocan needs to win this one to keep his playoff hopes alive. So let's see how he does. So right off the bat, he leads Smeargle. I think a Smeargle lead is something he should have been taking advantage of all season because Focus Sash, Sticky Web, Stealth Rocks, and Spore, all things this Pokemon has, very good kit to like just set up and be annoying, which is exactly what we see here. We see him get some Sticky Webs up, get Stealth Rocks up, and put something to sleep. And now that now that Sticky Webs are up and Stealth Rocks are up, Garchomp can come in and set up and just go on a rampage. This is why Sticky Webs and Stealth Rocks are important. Garchomp is an extremely good Pokemon. It has pretty good speed, but it has no way to boost that speed as well as its attack, so it doesn't get access to Dragon Dance. So getting the Sticky Webs up is essentially the same as allowing Garchomp to go +1, and the Stealth Rocks will break everything's Sash if there is one, so Garchomp can just go +4, which is essentially what Ocan does here, and just sweeps the team. So, like, Ocan came in and did exactly what he needed to do this week. He's like, I need to win if I want to make the playoffs, and he came in, he had a great strategy, he 5-0'd his opponent, he looked real solid. He originally didn't have Smeargle in prep. Smeargle is extremely useful. Pokemon that Ocan could have been making use of the entire season. But uses it here, and look at that. 5-0, easy peasy. Playoff hopes still alive. The next match we'll talk about is another one with playoff implications. Kerfuffle, Sanibel, Salazzles, who need to win also to make playoffs, especially now that Ocan has won. Now that we know Ocan has won, Kerfuffle needs to win if he wants to make the playoffs, because if he loses, he will have the same record as Ocan, but Ocan will have a better differential. So, and British Giant is mathematically eliminated. So, let's see how this plays out. So, I mean, we see Giant get Rain up, get some good chip off with Hurricane, and then U-turn out. U-turn is really great on a Rain setter. It allows you to get momentum and set your weather. Lets him go into his Electivire, who takes big damage from the Energy Ball from Primarina. And then we get to see Taunt on this, which is great tech because that prevents this thing from setting up, and then Flamethrower, which the order of events made a lot of sense. You know, he waited for the rain to go, he got the taunt so this guy couldn't boost in his face, and then he did tremendous chip damage. And then just sees more fire coverage on the MDD, but Mystical Fire is nice because it lowers Primarina's special attack, but that doesn't matter. Prim just hits real hard. Pelipper goes down. And at that point, we can pretty much confirm. We know Primarina has Energy Ball, right? We know it has Energy Ball, and it's out in front of something that's 4 times weak to Grass. Probably a good chance that we're looking at Choice Specs Primarina, especially based off the damage that we're seeing. I already see Daria is planning on saving the best match for last. We'll see. Y'all are gonna be disappointed. I don't have any big crazy thing planned for talking about y'all's match. Also, I didn't save y'all's match for last. I apologize if that's something you wanted, but I just didn't. But we see this set on Bershon again, the parish body with the trapping, which is a good set. It's a really good set. It's just unfortunately this Primarina is choice specs and just wants to hurt everything. And it does. That's exactly what it does. It just kills everything until it dies to MDD. But at this point, like, the damage has been done, you know, like British Net has no chance to recover from this point. I mean, I guess there is a chance, right? Zygarde could potentially come in here and just like run through the team, but it's choice Scarf Hoopa, and he gets the freeze. So like, there's no way. So yeah, Kerfuffle wins. So what this does is Kerfuffle needed to win to make playoffs. He wins. He's in good shape. Ocan's not technically eliminated yet. There's still a chance Ocan can make it. He just needs another person to lose. And that's the match we'll talk about now. So the match we're looking at here is Jazz and Spago. So I think basically what we were looking at in this particular scenario is Ocan here needed Jazz to win, and what would happen is him and Jazz would have the same record, and I think Spago as well. All three of them, I think, would have the same record, but Ocan would have the best differential, so would manage to still keep a playoff spot. Jazz needs to win to make playoffs here, or even have a chance to make playoffs, and Spago needs to win to lock up his playoff spot as well. So this one is basically a play-in match right here, with Ocan's playoff hopes also hanging in the balance. If he was a Dragon Dance set, he might have had a shot. Potentially. The freeze changed everything though. But okay, let's see how this match goes. So right off the bat, we see Jazz go into Swords Dancing with Mimikyu. But Spago, you know, click Scald, maybe hoping to see a burn. Goes into the bird, who is immune, and then Beaks Blast. Beak Blast is, I said Beaks Blast. Beak Blast is fucking awesome tech. You never get to see it. It's because it is that thing's signature move. What happens is it heats up its beak, and when the enemy makes physical contact, they get burned from the beak. It's actually really cool tech. I love that move. I thought it was really cool. But now that the Mimikyu's burned, it can't really do much here to anything, because it's just, you know, it's not doing a ton of damage. And then Spago makes a couple good defensive reads back to back, and then gets a Shell Smash off with the Turtonator, and we get to see a Turtonator sweep, which is really cool. You don't get to see a lot of Turtonator sweeps because Turtonator's not a great Pokemon. But here it is. Excellent read on the protect, because of course Jazz is going to protect. They want the speed boost. So you called it. You called their bluff. You smashed while they were protecting, and you got the extra boost, and that really solidifies the sweep here. Grassy Glide isn't going to do anything to Turtonator, even if it is -1 defense. So that's it. That's the match between Spago and Jazz. It was a 6-0. I do feel a little sympathy for Jazz, because whatever team Jazz originally planned on bringing, she couldn't bring because Spago did extensive research that he probably shouldn't have been doing. But either way, the results of the match are a 6-0 victory for Spago. So that's that match. So Spago manages to lock up his playoff spot, which also knocked out, I believe, at this point, I think it knocked out Ocan for sure, and Jazz. So that left, there was only one more match with playoff implications remaining. Truly. A Turtonator has some usefulness. Like, it's not a terrible Pokemon, it's just not a great Pokemon. Then there was this match. This match is Godbear and Pearly, so that's Chicago Phalanx versus the Pokemon Friendship Society. I wanted to get some circus music on in the background for when we reviewed this. I'm afraid I'll get DMCA'd because it's a popular, you know, the circus music is really popular and copyright is dumb. So I figured I wouldn't risk it, but this match was ridiculous. Let's just watch. Let's just watch. The only thing hanging in the balance with this match is who gets the 1 seed and who gets the 2 seed. Either way, they get a bye. And the way the end of the season was working out, like the final seedings were so unpredictable that there was really no reason for them to take this match seriously. And that shows. The match we've all been well, 2 of you at least. I wouldn't say it was the best match. I would say it was probably the worst match of the week, but here it is. Hypnosis, Dream Eater, Sunny Day on Jolteon. I mean, it's just all kinds of craziness. The Weather Ball and the Dracovish means nothing because it's 4 times resisted. The Thunder Wave is cool though, really, really cool. Or really good paralysis on Dracovish. If it was a normal Dracovish set. You see, the thing about this Dracovish is it isn't a normal Dracovish set. Otherwise, the paralysis would be a really, really smart play. But what we see here is a Super Fang Sleep Talk Brine set, which is... It is definitely a thing. There was a 5-0 and a 6-0. This was not the worst. I just needed to like check y'all's ego real quick, because y'all are coming in here like, oh, we had the best match of the week. Please have a slice of humble pie. Let's enjoy the matches. No boosts from the ancient power. Yeah, missing the meteor beam is unfortunate, but it does happen. I mean, I can't even like say anything about this match because y'all didn't prep these teams yourself, because you didn't even know what the teams were. How do I comment on this? They were using random teams. Zap Cannon is crazy. I mean, Zap Cannon is crazy and it hit, but it didn't mean anything. Hey Olivia, hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping in, friend. We're in the middle of our weekly recap, so you stopped in at a great time. Another Focus Energy Scizor. We saw Focus Energy Scizor last week as well. And Blaze Kick just kills it. And I mean, the only reason you would ever leave a Scizor out in front of, you know what? It's what I can't even say anything. They were carefully tuned. Yes, they were carefully tuned to be full of memes by Goldoa Dragon. Which is fair. I mean, the match didn't mean anything. It's just like, it's hard to commentate on it. And I told y'all this before. You're getting your hopes up here. Switching into Hex is an interesting choice with the Xatu. Come de-stress with us. Yes. Special Incineroar is super fucking cool though. I thought that was really neat. And then Fling over the Overheat TM, which is pretty fucking crazy. Dark type, and its base power is based off of Overheat, which is like 130, so it's a base 130 move, and it just deleted. It was Stab as well, and it just deleted the Victini. We see a Curse set on the Mamoswine, which is cool, I guess, especially when you have Ice Shard, right? Because Ice Shard doesn't care about your speed debuffs. Alright, this right here, I know this thing's at +1, but this is a Guts boosted Stab super effective Focus Punch, which is like 150 base power. How did that not kill Mamoswine? I don't understand how that didn't kill Mamoswine in one hit. It's this Dracovish though. It's not offensive. It's a bulky wall Dracovish. Who would have known? Who would have known that the wall of all walls would have ultimately turned out to be Dracovish the whole time? Godbear just has no way to break through, so we'll speed this up a little bit. There you have it. That match was a mess. That match was such a mess. It was fun to watch. Meme teams are always fun. The match didn't really have any meaningfulness behind it, and they obviously didn't want to show off any of the tech they plan to use in the playoffs, because in their minds they're gonna be playing each other, right? I mean, they're completely underestimating the rest of their opponents, but in their minds, that's who they're going to be playing. So they don't want to show anything off. I understand. Wait for Sleep Talk Halvesies Dracovish in semifinals. It's a crazy set because it's so bulky. You can't break through it unless you're like specifically. Here's the thing, like this thing is only weak to what, Fairy and Dragon? That's it. It's only weak to Fairy and Dragon. It loses its ice type weakness because it's, you know, half water. It's got deceptively good defensive stats. It's not a bad wall. Hey, I'm not underestimating anyone. I'm just keeping stuff hidden in the scenario. I mean, that's completely fair. I would have done the same thing. I did the same thing because I knew my match didn't have any playoff implications, as we're about to see. I made a meme team. I didn't get to show off all my memes, but I still made a meme team. Because I played Poor Pry, who at this point is already mathematically eliminated from playoffs, and she's just out here living her best life. She's just out here, you know, trying to have fun with Megagardevar, and I don't blame her for that. So how's this match go? I decided to be a troll and run an acupressure set on my Shuckle, and I was like, I don't really know or care what's gonna happen here with this thing. All I know is I'm gonna set up sticky webs so it's useful, and then I'm gonna spam acupressure. 20 turns of acupressure. Yeah, we're not gonna watch them all because I just keep spamming acupressure until I wanted an attack boost. All I wanted was an attack boost so I could start rolling out. That attack boost never came. It never came. It looked like for a while that Shuckle might sweep Poor Pry, but luckily Pry figured out the way to break the Shuckle, and of course it's a Fish's Rend Fossil Pokemon, who comes in, gets some good damage off, takes a couple more turns because my evasion's ridiculous on the Shuckle. It's still not doing a lot of damage. This is ridiculous. All right, it finally breaks through. 19 turns in, so I go immediately into Politoed, set up my Rain. I had a Power Up Punch, Sleep Talk, or Rest Talk Liquidation set on that, which would have done pretty good damage. All right, I feel bad about this. I went into Politoed to bait the Zeraora, which is exactly what happened. I get a little chip, and now that I know the Zeraora's out, I brought a fun little item on my Dragapult. Fish's Rend is a fair and balanced move. Oh yeah. I brought a fun little item on my Dragapult that I've never used before, and I was like, this seems like a fun item to use. I put a cell battery on my Dragapult, and Dragapult ate that electric attack. And if you don't know what cell battery is if you get hit with an electric attack, if your Pokemon gets hit with an electric attack, it boosts your physical attack one stage. So I got a free boost. With sticky webs up, Dragapult already outspeeds everything. I ran Calcs before the match because I prepped, yes, even for my match against Pride, just because I want to be in good habits. And I knew that at +1, I just swept Pride's team. And with sticky webs, I outspeed everything, even if they're choice scarfed, unless it's choice scarf Zeraora. And the only thing I don't one-shot is Cobalion, who she's like, hey, Cobalion might be able to wall this thing. Immediately goes into Cobalion, takes chip from Dragon Darts. I know Cobalion can't kill because I have a bulky Dragapult, so I dance in their face. Even if they got a crit Stone Edge, I still live. And yeah, at +2 attack and +1 speed, Dragapult is gonna sweep like most teams. Cell Battery Sticky Webs is discount Dragon Dance. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. I was like, I can get a free Dragon Dance if I get Sticky Webs up and have Cell Battery. And it won't be the last time I utilize tug like that. Not the Dragapult sweep, it is the Dragapult sweep. So yeah, that's I know it's not exciting, but like Cell Battery is cool and Acupressure Chuckle is kind of cool. So there it is. And yeah, I pick up a win against Pry, which was just, the match meant nothing. Okay, the last match of the week that we will recap for this week's matches. We're gonna recap 2 more matches, but it's gonna be part of our playoff segment. But yeah, so here. The last match of the week was Sgt Mack, the Newbark Normalizers against MOC, the Fairbanks Phalanx. Where's the Choice Scarf Megagardevar? So basically these two were playing for their last playoff, for the last playoff spot. At this point, we knew every other seed or basically playoff contender was confirmed. This was the last one. And this was winner go home. Basically, the winner of this match goes to playoffs. The loser is sitting out. So let's really quick, let's look at these teams. I love this. Every time William has a match, it cracks me up, and I wanted to share it with y'all because MOC has the perfect team for this. Let's look at MOC's team. You have a giant fucking turtle with cannons on his shoulder, looking like he's ready to just destroy everything. You have this crazy looking like Chimera, who looks evil and monstrous. You have Heatran, who is like a volcano Pokemon. It is a literal steel and fire monster. Like, look how terrifying this thing is. You have a giant praying mantis who is actually also made out of steel, which is terrifying to think about. You have this giant steel rock snake that looks like it just wants to eat you, and you have Necrozma, who is like a multi-dimensional edgelord. It's just terrifying. Look at it. Meanwhile, you have these cute-looking little friends. These adorable little buddies. Look how cute they all look. They're adorable. Every week, he's got the cutest team. I swear to God. Anyways, let's watch the match. So right off the bat, we see, okay, it's Special Mew. Flamethrower does a ton of damage. That's a lot of damage. This is a really good read right here. Okay. Fire coverage does a ton of damage to Steelix, right? MOC is like, shit, I can't leave this out. Another Flamethrower dies. That's a lot of damage. MOC is probably thinking that must be Choice Specs. That's doing a lot of damage. So he does what? He goes into Heatran, right? Heatran is Flash Fire. It's immune. Well, surprise, surprise. I am not Choice Specs. I am Expert Belt, and I just hit you with a 4 times effective Earth Power, which looks really solid. Earth Power gets the Spadef drop on the Silvally, which is very unfortunate. It makes Volt Switch do maximum damage. Sgt Mack goes into Kangaskhan, immediately gets Toxicked, because we all know how much he loves getting Toxicked. Throws a Wish Up to kind of try and neutralize the Toxic, and outspeeds and kills Steelix. So that almost looked like MOC was sacking Steelix. Not sure that was the right play at this point. He passes another Wish, and we see the Scizor start to boost. Now, it's very interesting that he brings all these boost sets against a Ditto, but he does, either way. But he is now +2 speed, +2 attack, and Brick Breaks. But Sgt Mack likes to run max SPDF investment Kangaskhan, as we've seen in multiple weeks. He lives the Brick Break and is able to finish off the Scizor, taking out 2 Pokemon along with him. That U-turn does huge damage. Now, at this point, like, you're taking a look at the team, right? Mew punched a pretty big hole in the Steelix, the Heatran, and the Silvally, and then Kangaskhan finished off the Scizor and the Steelix, so, like, MLC's in really bad shape. And now, even his Necrozma is below 50% health. It's starting to look like this match is going to get out of hand really fast. But then, Necrozma starts boosting. We see it get faster. We see it heal itself. Stealth Rocks go up on the other side, which is good. We see Photon Geyser, and it's worth noting, holy shit, Kecleon is dummy thick. It just ate this Photon Geyser from Necrozma like it was nothing. Gets a crit here on this Ice Punch, so gets really good damage off. But MOC starts healing, which makes sense. We see more Ice Punch for maximum damage. And now we see Shadow Sneak, because I guess he's expecting to die here, so he's trying to get off as much chip as he can before he dies. But MOC makes the right play, continues to heal, tries to keep that health as high as possible, because we already saw how much damage a U-turn from Cinderace can do. So we need this health to be as high as possible. This is where he reveals he is Power Herb Meteor Beam set, which is a pretty common set on Necrozma, but very powerful and very difficult to beat. This thing is now +2 speed and +1 special attack. It is just going to punch holes in everything. Everything is dying now. Now all of a sudden, this is starting to look over in the other direction. Mew is out here like, can I do anything? Can I live? Can I get some chip? Yeah, we live at 44%. We get some Volt Switch chip, and now Sgt Mack's like, okay, I got some chip, let's go into Ditto. Because he is at a point to where if I go into Ditto, he can't one-shot me, but I might potentially be able to one-shot him. So he goes into Ditto, he steals those boosts, he clicks Meteor Beam, he gets his own boost, we see him autotomize the Necrozma again, because he wants to outspeed Choice Scarf Necrozma at +2, so he needs the boost. He needs his boost here. It's extremely important he gets his boosts. And now we just watch Meteor Beam kill. Now that was a roll. I don't know if y'all were aware of this, but that was not a guaranteed kill. That was like a 50-50 coin flip as to whether or not that Meteor Beam killed. Assuming that is, you know, assuming that has some HP investment at all. That's a roll. And now we see another Meteor Beam. MOC wants to defog. Now when I was watching this initially, I was like, why are you defogging? Why don't you just go for damage here? Especially because you're Ghost, you get multi-attack. Multi-attack stab Ghost type multi-attack is gonna do good. I mean, I know Prism Armor is a thing, but it's still gonna do really good damage. You need all the chip you can get at this point. In my head, the play was always to click Meteor Beam. I didn't realize what he had in the back. I guess it makes sense. He has a Blastoise, right? I mean, I'm sure some of you already know what's gonna happen here. Some of you could have figured it out, but in my head, you want to get all the damage you can, and instead of doing that, he went for Toxic, he went for Defog. Why don't you just click multi-attack? I don't understand why you don't just click multi-attack. But here we finally get to see that Blastoise is actually Focus Sash, Shell Smash. I always run White Herb personally, so I wasn't expecting the Sash. It makes sense now why he defogged, because he needed to make sure his Sash wasn't broken so he could boost. But he gets a little greedy here. You need to just kill the Ditto, because now the Ditto's going to swap out. Mew comes in, is able to let Ditto reset itself, is going to die to Aqua Jet, but like whatever. Ditto's going to come in, steal your boost, and now I'm faster. I have a Choice Scarf. I always outspeed and win. So MOC got a little greedy at the end there, and it ended up costing him the match. I think MOC got too cute. Multi-attack wins there. Mew is weak to Ghost too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think multi-attack is always the play there. And on top of that, the extra Shell Smash from Blastoise, like the Toxic was a misplay. When you have multi-attack, you just click it in that particular scenario. And Blastoise doesn't need the second Shell Smash. Blastoise does not need the second Shell Smash. I don't understand why he clicked Shell Smash twice. It kind of cost him the match, in my opinion. But either way, Sgt Mack wins, able to lock up that final playoff spot. And yeah, that takes us to the next little section here, the final standings. This is the top 6. This is how the playoffs break down. You have the 1 seed Friendship Society at 10-1 with a differential of 32, coached by Pearly Whirly, who did an excellent job this season. They also coached the kill leader of the season, which ended up being Dracovish with 22 kills. So I'll go ahead and mention that here. I didn't do a slide for it. And that's honestly my fault. If I would have thought about it, I would have. I didn't think about it. Got distracted yesterday. But yeah, Dragovish led the league with 22 kills. Dragapult had 21 and was second, and Mew finished third with 15. So those were the top 3 killers of the season for those interested. Second place was the Chicago Phalanx, coached by Godbear, at 8-3 with a differential of 23. Still a very, very strong record. And an amazing differential. I mean, I was only 1 game behind at 7-4, but my differential was only 7. So like that kind of just tells you the level that the Chicago Phalanx were playing all season. We nearly had similar records, but his differential was at 23 where mine was at 7. And that right there, like that number alone kind of tells you the story. And the difference between these 2 teams and the rest. Like, yeah, 7-4 isn't far off from 8-3, 6-5 isn't far off from 8-3, but that 23 kill differential like speaks for itself. Same could be said for the Pokemon Friendship Society with their 32 kill differential. In 4th place, the Lucknow Latte Guzzlers at 6-5 with a 7 kill differential. Finished the season off really strong, even though there was a little controversy surrounding it. Number 5, the New Bark Normalizers at 6-5 with a 5 kill differential, and rounding up the top 6 and the playoff teams, Sanibel Salazzles at 6-5 with a -2 differential, the only playoff team with a negative differential. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. The Sanibel Salazzles are a good team. Kerfuffle is a good coach. He's proved it over and over again. I know other people in this league don't necessarily agree, but I mean, I think Kerfuffle's been extremely good all season. He's had a couple bad matches where he lost really badly, and that like reflects poorly on his differential, but largely the season, I mean, he's won more than he's lost. So, and that might just be me hyping up my opponent for round 1 of the playoffs, because as you're going to see in the playoff breakdown, the number 1 seed, Pokemon Friendship Society, gets a bye. The number 2 seed, the Chicago Phalanx, also get a bye. Myself, the number 3 seed, will be facing off against the number 6 seed, the Sanibel Salazzles. Our regular season matchup didn't go well for me, actually. The Sanibel Salazzles beat me 4-0, and it was a rough match. And I actually wanted to take this time here so we can like watch these matches quickly together, and we'll just kind of like, I'm not gonna like go super deep and detailed into it, but like we can watch the match and we can and we can see like this is what happened during the regular season matchup. I remember this match. I remember it so clearly. I remember being upset because I forgot that Alolan Golem was galvanized, because I would have swapped into Rhyperior there, but it just never occurred to me that it was galvanized. And I don't know, I feel like I just misplayed a lot in this match. This Hoopa just was really tough for me to deal with. I didn't have a good like defensive switch in for it. Hey Izzy, welcome in. Half the Monzandari's team here, she no longer has. It's true, it's true. If we take a look at these teams, I no longer have Toxapex, I no longer have Rhyperior, and I no longer have Mega Pidgeot. So my team is completely different now. It feels much better now for me. Welcome in, Granakila. And yeah, it was a different team then, you know? I was a lot more reliant on Tapu Bulu back then. And the nice thing, like, here's the thing. Thank you so much for the raid, Nadia. I really appreciate it. And welcome in, Raiders. We're just doing a recap and a playoff preview for our draft league. Like, I made some silly misplays in this match against Kerfuffle. Like, okay, I knew that Dusclops had Will-O-Wisp, and he just sets up Trick Room. Like, why would I ever go into Rhyperior in this situation? In my head, I was like, oh, Rhyperior punishes Trick Room, so I went right into Rhyperior, but that was never the play. Like, Dusclops wasn't gonna do anything to Pidgeot. My play was always to leave Pidgeot out there. I don't know why. I don't know why I went into Rhyperior in this match. And it is a mistake I will not make in this one. 1, I don't have Rhyperior. 2, I don't have Pidgeot. So it's impossible for me to make that same mistake this time. Yeah, and then here's where Mega Charizard X starts boosting. And instead of like recognizing my potential win cons and considering, oh, what moves has he revealed so far? We know he's got Dragon Dance, we've seen Earthquake. I don't like think clearly. And I go into this, who in my head, I'm like, I just need a wall, I just need a stall, I don't know what to do. We see Roost. He has now revealed 3 of his 4 moves. So I go into Tapu Bulu here, who I am like, Tapu Bulu can live an Earthquake without any trouble. But instead he reveals Thunder Punch here. And it still hasn't clicked in my head that he's revealed all 4 moves. I go into the bird and just sacrifice the bird. When Dragapult and Tapu Bulu both resist both of the things he's hitting with. Well, no. I mean, Tapu Bulu made more sense. Tapu Bulu made more sense because it resists Earthquake. Obviously, grassy terrain reduces the damage, and it resists Thunder Punch. Bulu is always the play there. I made so many misplays. Have a good one. I want to make dinner. All right. Well, thank you for the raid, and thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Good luck with prepping dinner. You can make the mistake with Crook though. I mean, I feel much better about my team now than I did in this match, and I've already started prepping for my match against Kerfuffle, so I want to make sure I can win this. This is kind of covering it, but it's fine. So yeah, that's a preview of I guess the playoffs for my match with the Sanibel Salazzles. I don't think it's gonna play out that way, but we'll see. And then finally, the Lucknow Latte Guzzlers, the number 4 seed versus the number 5 New Bark Normalizers. The Lucknow Latte Guzzlers won their regular season matchup 4-0. And just like we did with my match, I would like to watch this so we can kind of see how their regular season match went, despite what he wants, because he does not want us to watch this again. But I didn't want to watch me lose again, but I did it anyways. Win so I can have my revenge for the regular season. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Alright, so this match. Sgt Mack up here, Spago down here. This is how the regular season match went. And it's worth noting that they both have all of these members on their team still, so their teams haven't changed all that much. I don't remember this match that well, so I kind of want to watch it and see. Teach you. Oh, I see. I see what's going on with the nicknames. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? SpongeBob reference. The Toxic Stall, because they're playing William. Of course there's Toxic Stall. There has never not been Toxic Stall against William because he publicizes how much he hates Toxic Stall. I love the young people. The problem with toxicing you is you get toxic yourself. It's always toxic. Every time he's like, it's always toxic. There's always gonna be toxic users. Alright, so I remember this now. I remember thinking that he misplayed by swapping into Mew, but losing his Choice Scarf almost turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because if he would have won the speed tie, this would have been this easily could have been a reverse sweep. So I feel like that play right there, that 50-50 is what decided the match. Oh, the Fire Blast mists. Or the Fire Blast misses. I remember these now. I remember the Fire Blast. Yeah. Oh god, that's rough. Okay. I forgot that he kind of got haxed on this one. He has definitely won his fair share of matches this season on haxes, so that RNG came back in his favor. It definitely came back in his favor later in the season. And now I'm interested to see how their match works out this time. Yeah, I don't know. I just think I think there are some interesting first round matchups, and I think it'll be cool to see how the playoffs work out here. So I want to mention really quick, the winner of the Olivine City Volties versus Sanibel Salazzles match will play the Chicago Phalanx in round 2. And the winner of the Lucknow Latte Guzzlers versus New Bark Normalizers match will play the Pokemon Friendship Society in round 2. So that's what to keep an eye out for round 2. Obviously, keep an eye out for the matches this week. Kerfuffle and I are playing ours on Friday, and I believe Spago and William are playing theirs on Saturday. So Friday and Saturday. Keep an eye out for Friday and Saturday. I'm very scared of you, Darius, so you better win. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best. And finally, as if on cue, the Pokemon of the week, Dragapult with 6 kills, which is what it's gonna get it when I play against Godbear eventually. Because he's only scared of Dragapult. He's not scared of me. So when I pilot this thing to a 6-0 victory, I'm gonna dance my way to the championship. And then Ocan finishing his season off really nicely, picking up a 6-kill game for Garchomp. If you don't think I haven't been, well, okay, that's not true. I haven't thought of any strategies for you yet because I am more focused on how I'm going to deal with Kerfuffle. Because Kerfuffle always beats me. In my first ever draft league, I did a draft league with Blastburn Radio, and it was a 32 team draft league. 32 teams. I went almost undefeated in the regular season. I lost 1 battle in the regular season. Yeah, I went like 15-1, and my one loss was against Kerfuffle. My one loss was against Kerfuffle. And then I went on to the championship in my first ever draft league, and I lost in the championship. And I've not been to a championship since in any of my draft leagues. So I need to do the thing this season. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Also, in many other draft leagues, Kerfuffle always beats me in the regular. For whatever reason, I just have a difficult time beating Kerfuffle. I don't know what it is. I just have a difficult time beating him. So I'm gonna make sure it happens this time, because the last time Kerfuffle and I were in a draft league together, he beat me in the regular season, and then I beat him in the playoffs. I'm gonna see if I can capture that magic again. But that's gonna do it for the draft league recap. It was 40 minutes long. I know it was a little bit longer than usual. Well, actually, no, this is about as long as they've all been lately. So this is like on par. So yeah, y'all tune in next week because we'll have a recap of the first round of playoffs and a preview for round 2. So more exciting stuff. And yeah, I will catch y'all next week.